Hey everyone, Jackie here. I'm bringing you another tutorial from today's mama, and today we're going to be making a pumpkin. It was just a plain pumpkin that I picked up from Michael's, and I put an H on mine for my last name Hiller, but I will take you through the process of how you can make your own pumpkin with word or letter design on it. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And here we go, I'll take you to the tutorial. Then we'll go over here to our Silhouette Studio. Let me get it centered here. All right, so I already have the Silhouette Studio open, and I have the H. Hold on, we're spinning here. Okay, so I have an H, and it is in the precious text, and you can see the measurements of it around. So we're going to do about 5.6. So I have the H, and there it's 4.7 by 5.8, so we can just go a little bit longer here. So there's 5. All right, 5 by 6, and then I'm just going to move it up into the edge here, and this is the design space. And then it's real simple. We just go over to send. Let me turn my Silhouette on so it can connect via the Bluetooth. All right, so it's connecting now. And I'm not going to use the vinyl itself. I'm going to use it as a stencil to paint the H on. So you can use any color vinyl. I just have this yellow here. And here's our cutting mat. So we'll take the protective layer off of that. Set that aside. And then you just kind of line it up. And then it's sticky, so it'll just stick right on there. And then everything is ready here in our Silhouette. So you just put it on. There's an arrow, tells you which direction to put it in. And then right here, we just line it up against the marks, and we just hit load, and it's as simple as that. So now it is completely ready. So we just go back over to our design space, our Silhouette Studio, and just hit send down in the right, and it says it's cutting. So the auto blade is getting ready. And it's just simply going to cut out the H. All right, so then over here on our touch screen, we just hit unload and it comes out, and then you can't really, yeah, you can see it a little bit, it's cut. So what I should have done, and we can still go back in and do that, is, but it's not completely necessary, I like to do a cut line around it. That way it just makes it easier, because we're not going to actually be using the H itself. Let me show you. So we take the vinyl off the cutting mat, and it's better to, you just roll the cutting mat off of the vinyl so that the vinyl doesn't roll up, and then you just put the protective cover back on it to protect a little bit from dust, and I do a lot of glitter things. So we have our H, and I'm just gonna simply take scissors and cut it out. Okay, so we got our H, and we're just going to cut around it, leave enough edge on it, and just that simple. Let me get my weeding tool. And so I'm just going to be using the stencil around it, so I want to actually take out the H. So just grab a piece, and then they're all connected. So just gonna take it off, and it pretty much all comes off in one piece. So just as simple as that. And so we have that, and then there are a few little pieces, so it's going to be easier to transfer it onto the pumpkin using the transfer paper, and that is just clear transfer paper. So we just cut that. It doesn't have to be exact. Not a huge deal, but now we have glitter. Glitter is everywhere. Alright, so this peels apart. It's not too difficult once you get it started. Okay. Alright, so that did roll up a little bit. It's okay. Alright, so we're now simply just going to put it on there. It's easier, I find, if you kind of fold it, put it in the center, and then just kind of let it fall down. And we have our burnishing tool. That's good. Alright, so here's our pumpkin that we're going to be working with. We're going to clean it with a little bit of rubbing alcohol so that the vinyl gets a good seal. Now this is painted, so you don't want to rub too much with it. because the paint might come off some. All right, looks good like that. So now, moment of truth, this is gonna be a little tricky because of all the ridges. So we're gonna have to make it seal, like put it, like kind of fold it in half and put it down, and then seal around each of the indents, so that when we paint it, there's not a gap and then the paint will go underneath it. Let me stand up. Paper towels to kind of hold it a little bit. All right, so we're just gonna take the whole thing, and if it doesn't all stick, you just re-burnish it. All right, and there's our H. So we're gonna make sure that we put it on the right direction, and we do want it straight. Let's see here. And it's definitely not going to be perfect, because the pumpkin is round and it has the indents. So we're going to do the best we can. Okay, we got the outline on there. It's not the prettiest thing. There's bubbles all over it, but it doesn't matter as long as the edges are sealed. There are definitely some spots that we're gonna have to be very careful with to make sure the paint doesn't get underneath it, but we'll just fix it up at the end. So I'm just going to take this pumpkin orange chalk paint and just paint over it. I was gonna do black, but I think I'm gonna do the pumpkin and then maybe do a black outline just freehand, because there's probably gonna be some spots that need to be touched up. Okay, and here is the painted stencil. I'm gonna leave it on until it dries, and I'm gonna put another coat on it just so that it's nice and opaque. All right, here's the finished pumpkin. I took the vinyl stencil off, and there was quite a few spots where the orange leaked through. So I tried to fix that up a bit, and then I did just trace around it with a black Sharpie. It's still not perfect, but I like it, and that's the beauty of being handmade and made for myself. So it's perfectly imperfect. If you like this tutorial, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so we can bring you more tutorials in the future. All right, thank you.